Can you hear me now? Am I
Yay!
audible?
Yep, we're about to go
Awesome.
live.
Awesome. Oh, okay, so this is gonna be like live directly into Facebook.
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh,
be
I
inside
never
the
knew
group.
like I never knew you could use Zoom to go live on Facebook.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. I've been using StreamYard so far.
I need to get StreamYard. I just haven't invested the time to figure out how to use it yet, and I already know how to use this, so it's my own. It's my own. Oh, look at you're on. All right, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I apologize, but as I always say, you don't need to be techie to make money on Facebook. Yay! I had 2 Zoom accounts and got locked out of them both and had no idea. So let me pull up my computer. All right, guys. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited. We are doing, this is my first international stream, so that's kind of cool. Very excited for that. So welcome to Tuesday's Traffic, guys. My name is Jennifer Pruitt. This is the Make Money Using Facebook group. Every Tuesday we come on live and talk about traffic, how to get traffic to your business, whether it's a brick and mortar or an online business. You need traffic, you need sales. And I have been following this gentleman for probably about 3 or 4 months now, watching your progress on Facebook. And I'm so excited to do an interview because this is my first time getting to know you as well. So we have not done anything yet. We haven't pre-recorded anything. I don't know him from a past life or any of that. So you guys are going to get to know Neil as I get to know Neil. So tell us a little about just what you were doing before Facebook, before online, like just start sharing a little about who you are.
Oh yeah, definitely. And again, like thanks so much for inviting me to this awesome live, and I really appreciate being here. So about what I've been doing before on my whole online journey, right? So it was like in mid college, right, around 20 mid beginning of 2019 or maybe late 2018. So it was mid college, and I absolutely hated college for sure. It's kind of, I'm doing computer engineering, and it's kind of the standard thing to do here in India, right? So I was kind of looking for a way out of it, and I didn't want it to go down to the 9 to 5 route, especially considering the kind of the pay that we get here in India, like $300 per month. That's kind of considered a good starting salary. So and it's also a lot of work, and I've seen a lot of people doing this 9 to 5 culture in India, and I really wanted to wanted a way out of it. So back then I was, like everybody else, I went to Google and YouTube and typed in how to make money online, and so what came up was mostly videos like how to make $100 to $200 a day using Google Maps and things like that. So I've tried things like that, like local business marketing, SMMA, and things. So I went that route and spent almost about an year doing just that. But I also didn't have the money, right? Because I had no job and I was just in college, so I had no money that I could invest. And of course, like SMMA, and all these things require really good investment, especially if you're looking for mentors and things like that. So yeah, I was kind of stuck in that phase. Like I had few sales calls which went horribly wrong with business owners across the United States. So I had my those moments where those calls which went horribly wrong, right, and uncomfortable, really. So that was my the online side of things, basically the beginning of my journey. But about in like November last year, November 2019, I came across affiliate marketing, and I joined a program like I'm not sure what the name was, but it was like uh, the the program was providing like leads and stuff like that. So kind of done for you leads, but it wasn't that a great of a program, but it was kind of my starting point that led me into this whole online journey, right? And that's how like I made my first $5 online. So and then after like I tried a lot of different things. I tried then Facebook ads, or like I only spent around like $50 to $100 in Facebook ads, and my ad account got shut 2 times.
Wow,
But
that's
like,
really
yeah, hopefully I was still able to reinstate it back 2 times, both times. And so with Facebook ads, I only made like one sale. was just a random a ClickBank product. And then I tried Google Ads. I tried Google Ads too. Like spent around like $50 on it. And with Google Ads too, I made just one sale. And then also I tried YouTube videos, like uploading videos to YouTube. I have only uploaded like 2 to 3 videos. It was like very time consuming. And from that, I also ended up making just one sale. And those were just, $12, $17 sales from ClickBank, Warrior Plus, and things like that. But at this point, like I knew for sure that like ads is not the way to go, especially for me because I don't have the budget to invest, right? And hopefully, like I was also doing a freelancing job. It was like a programming kind of freelancing job. I used to get paid only like $50 per project, and each project went for like days, if not weeks. So like I really worked hard on that and maybe made some money out of it. It was around like so I knew about at Facebook Organic. I bought a few courses, like maybe one or two, $12, $17 courses on Facebook Organic. So I knew like, okay, this is something that I can actually do. I don't have to wait for Google algorithm or anything. I can just proactively start doing things, and I don't have to pay for traffic.
Yeah.
So I knew that this is the way I had to go. But like I was still dabbling around, and it was like around like 27th April or something when I decided to, just go all in and, commit to it. And at that point, I only had like $500 in my bank account that I could invest into programs and stuff like that. And I didn't, borrow money from my parents or anyone after that. So after that, like I've been, I've been making sales and just reinvesting all those sales back into programs that I believe that actually can help me get ahead in my get to next level basically in my affiliate marketing business. So this is kind of my overview of how my journey looked like from the very beginning to till now.
Yeah, but you made $500. What month was that when you made your first 500?
So basically there was like so the $500 was kind of like a compounding effect of all those $50 freelancing projects. So basically it was just kind of like a friend of mine who offered me freelance these projects for $50 per job project, and I worked really hard for some projects. And at one point I made around like total $500 when I got started around like it was 27th April. And at that point, like I just decided to stop doing that freelancing work. So my only source of income stopped, so I couldn't invest more money into my business, right? So it was kind of scary, but I mean I had to do it because it was because that freelancing programming job was very stressful, and I couldn't even put my time into the Facebook organic side of things.
Okay, and then so last month you had your big month, which was $2,000.
Actually, last month was considering just the July alone, it was $1,000 month. But like total, like from when I got started, around like from beginning of 1st May, I have made around of total $2,000 in total commissions.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So going back, I love how you said you finally just decided to like commit and go all in. Because I just see so many people with the whole shiny object, like they go from one affiliate marketing to another affiliate marketing to another program to another mentor. And without even realizing it, every time you do that, you're literally starting the clock over. And people just get bogged down with that. So you have one program now. Are you selling multiple? Do you have a few streams of income, or are you just committed on your main one?
Yeah, so in terms of like affiliate programs or the programs that I'm promoting, I am part of like a 3 main programs that I have. That's my main focus. So one is Josh Cousins, the Facebook Accelerator program that I joined in like I joined it in 20th May. It was my birthday. So that's one. And then there's a program called F3MA. It's by Evan and Eugene and Alexander Hauser. Yep. So it's their own program, and just recently I just invested into Super Affiliate Accelerator. So right now I'm focusing more on SAA side of things, promoting SAA and F3MA.
And what made you, if I'm brand new and I'm watching and I'm like, oh man, a lot of, you know what I love about you millennials, and I don't even know if you're the millennial because I feel like every 10 years it's called something different, but you guys are sick and tired of being sick and tired at 20 years old. And those of us worked for 20 years and then decided we didn't want to do the 95 anymore. You guys are like, I don't even want to jump into that field. Like, you guys are crazy for getting started in the beginning.
uh,
I meet so
yeah.
many young people that are making it online or just in other industries outside of the typical 9 to 5, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, definitely, like just being in the college alone, it gave me like like okay, this is not what I want to do. It was super stressful, and so that was one of my main motivation factor, like to get started online. And I'm sure a lot of people are getting started online in their early ages just because of this thing alone. And I mean, now, of course, I've seen a lot of people crushing it online, like Grant Paulson, whom I bought SAA from. He's just 22,
I know him.
and yeah,
I know him.
definitely, he's just awesome. And then there's Josh Cousins. He's very young too, like 20 or 21 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you mentioned him, because I hadn't heard his name, I went through his profile and I was thoroughly impressed. So I had his, I didn't buy anything yet, but I just was kind of looking and seeing what he was doing. But I really like his message and how he teaches other people for free and stuff. Like the value that he brings on Facebook. You know, he's a good guy to follow.
Yeah, definitely. He
Is
provides a lot of value on Facebook. Sure,
Yeah,
go ahead.
is Facebook your primary social media platform that you build off of, or are you doing TikTok and Instagram or anything else?
Well, right now I'm only focusing on Facebook because it's something I really believe in is that when you do two things, your focus splits like 50% or 50%, and then you can give your 100% best on one platform, and it really affects your productivity. This is something that I've learned from Josh Cousins. He mentions this a lot. Like, pick one thing and just go all in. Don't try anything else until that one platform starts working. So let's say you're getting started with Facebook, then don't focus on anything other than Facebook. No YouTube, no TikTok, nothing. Just Facebook. And once you start getting traction, and once you build it up to a certain level, then you can start adding more platforms, and you just experiment different things out there, like maybe YouTube or TikTok. And TikTok is working really well right now with affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I have. So I'm in Exodus, which I call the 1K a day system, and they have a TikTok training in there. And I was going through the training, setting up my account at the same time, and then I had a few videos already, so I just used those as my TikTok. But like you said, like my audience, my business is already very well established on Facebook. So I'm playing with TikTok on my free time and like, oh, let me see. But my focus is not building a TikTok business, because otherwise I would split my energy 50% Facebook, 50% TikTok, zero sales. I'm not even building a business at this point because your energy is split. So
Exactly.
what advice would you give someone that's just starting right now and they're looking at affiliate marketing, or even like I have a lot of people that are in MLMs or direct sales, and they're just like, Facebook, what do I even do? Where do I even get started?
Sorry, can you repeat the last sentence?
Oh yeah, where would what advice would you give to the people that are watching that haven't made any money yet, and they're in a program or they're looking at a program and they're just kind of like, what do I do? Where do I get started?
Okay, so basically, they aren't in a program yet, right?
They're either looking at program, like they have literally raised their hand and they're like, I want to make money on Facebook. I'm looking at some different affiliate marketing products, right? Because most of them are looking at too many because they just need to just pick one and go all in, like you said. But if they're looking at that and then trying to make money on Facebook, what advice would you give them?
Okay, so those of you who are like fixated on Facebook, like, okay, Facebook is a platform that I want to pick, and then you are going about like picking the right product to promote on Facebook, then what I would say is, the biggest, most important thing is see what other people are promoting on Facebook, and see what programs are working really well with Facebook. Because there will be programs who people are making a lot of money in it and all that good stuff, but maybe they are using YouTube, for example, or maybe they're using blogging, for example, right? So first you have to make sure, like, okay, is just like look at all the different programs like SAA, Exodus Elite, and all the different programs, and just first of all shortlist them basically to see, okay, these are the programs that are working really well with Facebook. And then once you shortlist them, then it's this matter of just it's also kind of like a personal preference, right? Now I don't like the MLM stuff and all that stuff. So I'm not a huge fan of it, right? So I can't say exactly in the, in that side of things. But I prefer programs that are provide training, mentorship, and coaching programs that are really big on that side of things, because mentorship, coaching is definitely something that people are looking for, instead of just promoting a business opportunity program like that costs $1,000. Doesn't matter if it pays you 100% instant commissions, right? But if it's just a business opportunity, right, it doesn't provide proper training, proper mentorship on how to actually leverage that opportunity and make sales for yourself, then that is something that I wouldn't recommend joining.
Yeah, proper training and proper mentorship is such key. And so many of my clients have joined other programs or MLMs, and myself included. When I got started in 2016, it was like I didn't have the right mentor teaching me how to do it on Facebook. And so and back then affiliate marketing didn't exist in my world. Like I didn't even know it was a thing. So I wasn't really seeking out affiliate marketing mentors. I just was like, I got to make this work. I have 2 kids. I'm not going back to work. I just lost $150,000. Like I'm all in and I'm committed. And now I need a coach and a mentor to really help me give specifics on what to do and where to get started. So how about, let's talk about my favorite topic, which is personal development, because I know everyone in the entrepreneurship and affiliate marketing space better be reading books of some sort. So what's your favorite book that's really helped you, whether it be mindset or strategy? Like, what's the one book that really impacted over the last 4 months of your growth?
So books, like I've read a few books, like business books and strategy and mindset books, and the one I would really recommend is, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's really, really amazing book, especially if you're doing this Facebook organic. It's all about building networking, building relationships with people, talking to them, right? So that really plays a huge role here. So whoever like looking to read a book, or looking to improve their personal development side of things, then this book is the number one thing that I would recommend, like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And the other book that I just bought, like it was just like a few weeks ago, is it's called High Performance Habits by Brendon Bouchard. This is a book that
I have it. I have both of those books. I thought I had one of them. Oh, I have his. This is his high performance habits planner that comes with the book if you buy the bundle.
Yeah, I bought it from Amazon. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a really awesome book. Like I've read it like about 100 pages or so. I'm currently reading it, but the first part, which is about seek clarity, right? Seek clarity on who you want to become, the kind of person you want to become, how you want to interact with people, and that's something that really plays a huge role in what we are doing on Facebook.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I was reading this morning, The Science of Getting Rich. It's one of my go-tos, and it's on YouTube. It's a 2-hour Audible. You can I'm already almost done with it because I read it on my walk this morning, and it really talks about, and the same with Think and Grow Rich. I mean, they all do. Like you have to have a definite chief aim, a definite purpose, a definite desire of who you want to become. And then if you just enjoy the journey of becoming that person, the money will come, the clients will come, the team will build, the book will write, like it'll all happen. But people they don't allow themselves to dream anymore. And so it's like, let alone, they're so excited for the weekend, let alone imagining what's possible in 1 year if they were to start an online business or do something on the side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this this visualization and this all sort of things are really important too. Like actually having perfect clarity on who you want to become. And also there's also there always be this thing like, okay, like I've hit 1K now my goal is next 5K month. And so what ends up happening is you end up like being in this chase mode. Like you always end up chasing what you want to become, right? You don't be that person right now. So that's something that I really want to focus on, and this is something I'm working on right now. Like instead of chasing a goal like 10K per month, and once you achieve that, then it's gonna be 20K per month. It's just never gonna stop. So what I'm trying to do is instead of just chasing, just trying to become that person. Like okay, let's say I want to make 10K per month. That's my goal. So let's say I'm already making 10K per month. So what would I be doing in my business and daily life? Kind of visualize it.
Yeah.
Just visualize it in detail. Like, okay, how will I talk to people? Will I talk to people differently? How will I talk to people in my business on Facebook? How will might I view my business differently on Facebook? How will I view my content differently, right? So basically, just visualize yourself that you have already achieved that, and what kind of person you would become. Like what just visualize yourself in future basically, and just trying to become that person on a
Yep.
day-to-day basis, following those daily habits. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
I love that. So I teach my clients something called the results line, and we're always living in the results line. So if the result is $10,000 a month, then and it's a whole belief system. What do you need to think? How do you need to feel? What actions would you need to take? The result is always 10 grand. Because if you do the action with the right thoughts, you're going to get the result. But then we show up today having had that $10,000 in our bank. How are we talking to our customers? How are we providing content on Facebook? What are we sharing? What are we talking about? Who are our friends? What kind of things are we spending money on? It's a whole big picture. I just did a goal setting. I did it live inside the group, but I did this whole presentation, and one of my clients, most of them are watching right now. She had spent 4 hours on her goals and the benefits of what her goals, if she achieves her goals, what are the benefits to her family? What are the benefits to herself, to her health, to her mentality? Like all of these things. And then why is it possible for you to make 10 grand? And just list on a piece of paper all of the reasons why it is possible for you to make 10 grand. I find that so many people don't want to focus on the next logical step of their business. It's like, oh, I made my first 1 grand and now I want to make 10. It's like, well, let's take 1 and go to 2. Let's take 2 and go to 4. Let's take 4 and go. Like, we're growing into our business, but because of all the online marketing, everything is like, oh, you can make 10 grand in 30 days. It's like, that's true, but most people that are doing that have already established their business, so they're able to transition and do it quickly. But the brand new person doesn't start out making 10 grand a month. And we have to have goals. We have to have clarity. Clarity is everything. It really is.
Mm.
So let's talk about your Facebook business. So now you're on Facebook. How many hours do you spend a day on Facebook?
Well, to be honest, like there are days like of course there'll be days like where I'm not consistent enough, like maybe especially like weekends, maybe I take some days off. But I try to put in like 6 hours a day on Facebook, like talking to people on Messenger, and of course like writing content takes a bit of time, maybe an hour. I put an hour to write content on my profile, and then of course like talking to people on Messenger is gonna be the most important and the most revenue producing activity for everyone, and that's something that everyone should be focusing on. So that'll be the number one priority, and the second priority would be providing content. So basically what happens is, like especially when we do outreach, right? So there's this really cool concept that I learned from Jacob Carey's. I just right before this live, I watched a video that he did on his YouTube channel. So he mentioned something like there in a buyer market there are always like only 3% of people who are ready to buy. Like if you ask them, okay, this is a product, who wants to buy? So they'll be the one raising the hands basically. So 3% of people will be ready to buy, and maybe the rest, like 30% or more people would be, they want to buy, they want more education, they want more information about it so that they can make a decision. And then there'll be people who are maybe just problem aware, but they're not solution aware, right? So that requires a bit more education, and um, education and providing them information too, right? So what ends up happening is, with outreach, when we reach out to people, there will be cases where you make a sale from talking to the person the very first time. So in that case, like they are the one who are 3%, the top 3%. But what most people do is, most people neglect content, and because content is something that will, target those remaining 30% of people who are looking for more education, more push in order to buy. So content is something that is definitely important, but it's a long-term thing that you have to post consistently. So looking at the whole bigger picture, the most two biggest revenue producing activities are just like talking to more people and just producing content, consistently almost every single day.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. And I know, like, especially for people just getting started, and for myself a few years ago, it's like the word content and the word value is so like, what does that even mean? Like, what is content and what is value? But I love how you shared, because I was just talking with the team the other day about how you're going to have people that are like, Jennifer, I'm never buying for you. Like, you're too excited, you're too energetic, you drive me bananas, you're too loud. I'm not interested. I'm not going to buy. And then you have the 3% that are like, I'll buy anything that you have and I'll follow you to the end of the world if it will benefit my family or myself, right? You just have those people. But it's the in between, it's the 20% that every single night they want more money. They want an online business. They want to take their family on a vacation for the first time, maybe ever. Or, right now, God bless these parents that are homeschooling their kids with this whole virtual thing, because it's a brand new thing for all of us, and they just want to be able to stay home with their kids. And those are the people that you're quote unquote content writing and value providing for. But it's not so crazy like, oh, I can't write content, I need to buy a content and hire a copywriter and all this stuff. It's like, you really just need to share your own journey and the struggles that you have faced and how you overcome them, so that people self-identify and say, oh man, I know exactly what Neil's gone through, and I'm going to follow that guy now forever. Like, I have followed several people and still continue. Like, what are you doing now? What are we selling now? Where are we going? What are we doing? Like, let's go together. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
very beginning that it was difficult or hard for you to write content, or like, explain that, because I know everyone that's brand new is like, content, what does that mean? What, provide value? How? I haven't made a sale.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially when you're getting started, you don't have results. There's always this mindset like, how can I get results if I don't have my own results, right? So all these limiting beliefs, of course, does come in, and it will definitely be hard to come up with content ideas and actually write content in the very beginning. And as of course, like in the beginning, you'll put out content that might not work that great, right? You'll put out content that might not get good engagement, that might not get great results in terms of comments and people reaching out to you, right? So I mean, in the beginning, there'll always be the situation there. First of all, the coming up with ideas for content will be hard because you haven't experienced enough things in the industry when you're getting started. But it's all about documenting your journey. Like, if you're a beginner, if you haven't even started yet, then the biggest thing, it would be the documenting your journey. Because, and this is something that I've seen Jacob Carey's mentioned a lot, like a person who has documented his journey from a beginner, let's say a beginner who is an absolute beginner, who is documenting his journey, has way more advantage to someone who is making six figures but haven't documented anything. This is something that really hit home with my mind. It's like hits the nail on my head. So, and I really resonated with what he said. So, and like I said, guys, content is something that like, document your journey, and there's a formula called RVL. I'm sure like everyone is knowing the RVL formula by now: results, value, lifestyle. So it's just like a structure that you use to document your journey and like post on your profile. After all, like, in terms of documenting your journey, right? What most people think is like, when you decide to make a post on your results, then they think like, okay, I don't have much results yet, right? But that's simply not the case. Like, especially like if you're getting started, then you're doing this Facebook. Let's say you did Facebook organic for a month. Doesn't matter you made a sale or got any leads, but if you followed through the DMO every single day, then you will be getting an engagement. 50 likes per comment, 50 likes, 100 likes, or it could be even more. So that in itself is a huge win. And there are so many people who are getting started who have no idea like how to get engagement. And when they see people getting like 100 likes and comments, and they get really excited, like how I was back then, like, 100 likes and comments, I really want this, how can I do this? At that point, I didn't think much about like, okay, like you have to close people on Messenger. So that didn't even came to my mind. Like, the most immediate problem for me was like how to get more engagement. And if you can just follow through the DMO for just like 1 month and start getting engagement, and then you will, that in itself is a huge result. and that this will give you, huge boost in terms of momentum and traction. You'll get people reaching out to you, some people reaching out to you, and you'll get people, noticing you, giving you attention, seeing your post every single day. So it's all about, the momentum will really build up if you, get to that point, and it's really easy to get at this point. It's just a matter of following through the DMO and, just building up the engagement.
Yeah, and I love how you keep reiterating that it happens in Messenger, it happens in the DM, because I think a lot of people, when they're brand new, they're just scrolling on their feed and they're engaging, and that's all fine and dandy. But the magic happens either in groups when you're providing value to other people that are a little further behind than you are, or in your direct messaging when you're having conversations with people all day long and they're like, oh yeah, who is that guy? And then they go through your profile and they see your stuff and they're like, what's she been up to? What's he doing? It's like, you're not spending your time on Facebook, because then what happens is you're looking at, well, Jen's making 10 grand and Neil's making 2 grand and I can't make any money, and you're comparing yourself. And it's like,
Yeah.
you can't compare my apple to your banana. Like, you've no idea what's happened in our past. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, just stay in your lane and stay focused. I think for a lot of people, when they first get on this, it's like, I just want to make a sale. I just want to make a sale. And I'm like, okay, but why don't you practice talking to 10 people a day? Because if you've never even made a sale on Facebook, you're going to need to build your engagement, which means you need to learn how to have some conversations in your DMs. So we have 2 questions. Yeah, Shane, the title of the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it is in your back office in Exodus. I do have a copy of it. Art wants to know, how do you start your messages? I know my team's the biggest struggle is like, how do I start? Like, what do I say? How do I take them? When do I know when to send the link? So can you answer some of that based on your own experiences?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the biggest question. Like, I get that a lot too. And so, would you like to start with, the outreach message, like what message you used to reach out to?
They need to hear it from someone else other than me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it really helps to see other people's perspective for sure. So about outreach message, I would recommend, especially if you're starting out, don't use any automation. Don't use any automation that sends automated outreach messages to people, especially when you're starting out. That's the biggest advice I would give. And just try to be personal. Go one step further than what other people are doing, right? Especially if you're starting out, this will give you a huge boost in compared to other marketers, right? Because you're starting out and you don't have much results and momentum. So, and then later on, you can maybe just, make it, scale it down a bit and just use a very systematic approach. But like I said, I still do the same approach, right? So what I would do is, let's say I send them a friend request, they accept, or maybe I accepted a friend request, right? Then I would just check out their profile, see what they're about. Maybe there's a post that I really like. Maybe they wrote a really good post that I like or something. And so I have a really like simple outreach message script like, hey name, thanks for accepting my friend request. It's awesome to be connected. And then I noticed and insert a personalized fact about them, something personalized that you have noticed, and then you relate it back to you basically, and then you say like you end the message by saying like, okay, how's your week going, or what's happening over your side of your side of the world these days, something that ends with a question, right? Of course, you don't have to just, because if you send them a message and you don't ask a question, that's just a statement. They won't they won't reply back to you, right? So the goal is to ask a question at the end, like how's the week going? Really nice and calm, just just casual conversation basically. And to give you an example, like maybe you see they live in a city that you've been to before, like and like, hey name, thanks for connecting. It's awesome to be connected. And I see you live in San Diego. I've been there last year. I went to this. I went here. I did this. Blah blah blah. And how's the week going? It's kind of something really personal and feels really very welcoming basically. And it and maybe you haven't been there, then you'll be like, you can say like, oh, I see you live in San Diego. I bet the weather must be really awesome. I bet it must be really warm over there. What's happening over your side of the world these days? Something very personal. And what this is gonna do is this is gonna spark that conversation. Because if you just send a message like, hey, thanks for connecting, how are you?
Yeah.
Then it's very, that person won't feel the need to like, oh, I want to reply back to you, because of course, like there are a lot of people who are doing the same outreach messages, right?
Yeah.
So if you send really small messages like this, then there's a lot of high chances that that person might be bombarded with a lot with different outreach messages from different people. Then they might not get back to you, of course. So this is what I would recommend: like do something personal, or maybe you don't find something personal. Maybe you find a post that you really love, then you can mention it like, hey, I love the post that you did on XYZ. Just maybe mention it a bit,
Yeah.
and then you can end the outreach message with a question like, oh, how's the week going, or how's the weather like over there? Just a very simple and casual conversation. And there's no particular script like, okay, say this word and you will
Right.
magically build a relationship with them. You'll magically build a rapport. There's no script in the world that can help you do that. You just have to be yourself, be real, be interested in that person, see what they're doing, like asking them questions to, being like genuinely interested in knowing like what they're actually doing, what they did last week, what they're about, and just being interested and asking them questions. So this is how I would go take my conversation after that particular outreach message. So outreach message is of course like clear now. Like you can of course like try a lot of different ways. For outreach, it's all over the matter of like testing what works for you,
Yeah.
and then and after they reply, the first phase would be to build rapport with them. Like maybe just talk about like the city they live in, like maybe the recent trip they did, right? Just a general talk basically, like how's your cat, how's your dog, how's your grandma, that kind of talk basically. So that's a rapport building talk, and of course, like I wouldn't spend a lot of time building rapport because what again used to, happens is like we get stuck in the rapport building phase forever, like how's your dog,
Yeah.
how's your grandma, and we can never take that conversation into a business conversation, which is because this is how we move the needle forward, right?
Yes.
So just spend a little bit of time making sure that you're building a rapport, and if you can make that person laugh, like ha 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 or lol, then that will be really helpful to help to that break that barrier that they have. This will really disarm them basically and make them open up, make them feel very friendly to you, and they'll open up to you. And then you can start the business conversation, like just simply asking like, okay, so are you in affiliate marketing space too? If you don't know that they're already in affiliate marketing space, you can ask this way, or maybe just like, how's business going, or how's affiliate marketing going, how's your online journey going, what's your main focus online, what are you currently working on this days? It could be a lot of different questions that you can ask to transition that rapport building talk into a business talk. And
Yep.
then from the business talk, you can move it forward and just see where it goes from there. Because and of course, like not everyone is going to open up to you and buy from you. You just have to like, don't expect anything in return from the conversation. Just go in with the goal of mind to I just want to have a really nice conversation with this person, see what he's doing, see what he's up to, and go with that goal in mind. And there will be people like I said, the 3%, top 3% people who are in the buying stage, who have a problem, who really want to solve that problem. They will open up to you without you even doing a lot of work, and they will open up to you, they will share their problems, and in most of the cases, they will be the one who will be your first sales. And then you can take those first sales and convert them into more sales by leveraging those sales, leveraging those results of your own, and building the momentum.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. I do the same thing. I like to look for ways to compliment them, because I know when people compliment me, they have my attention. I'm like, oh, you like my profile? Oh, you like my energetic voice? Like, let's keep talking. So I try to look for things like on their profile when I'm vetting their profile first before I accept the friendship, is like, okay, do I, what's their background picture? What are they into? Are they, and yeah, it's where they live. Like if people live from California or Arizona, and I'm familiar with like the states, or Oregon, and I'll make a conversation about, oh, I used to live there too, or I lived in the city. Like you're literally just finding things in common. But I love how you reiterate, you're not going in there for the sale. Like you're not going in there for the sale. You're just meeting people on Facebook, and then on your Facebook wall, you're documenting your journey. And when you learn how to document your own journey in a way that other people self-identify and say, oh, he had that struggle and he overcame it. And then what they do, because I've been doing this since 2016, okay? So what they do is they watch and they watch and they watch. And as long as you're still having a relationship with them, there is going to be one post, one thing, something that they see, and they're going to say, all right, Jennifer, I'm in. I don't know what this is, but I'm in. I've been watching you for months. I watched you go through this. I watched you do that. They're just watching and documenting that your journey. That's all it is. But people
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it like a big illusion.
Uh,
All right, so let's tell them, we got a few minutes left. If you guys have any questions, I think we've answered them so far. How long after warming up Facebook do you post? So I teach my team about cultivating their feed. Like never do a post without cultivating first. What's your time frame when you cultivate a feed? Your
oh,
feed.
you mean like engaging on a newsfeed, like loving and commenting on people's
Yeah.
posts? Okay, so what I do is like, in my case, I do my post about like 7 p.m. So it's basically late evening.
Yeah.
So it's late evening here, but for my audience, the US, it's early morning. So that kind of works really well for me. And I do this whole process across the whole day. I split it up into two, like 30 minutes maybe in the noon and 30 minutes in the evening maybe. So I engage on my newsfeed to some days, like in some days I would do just 30 minutes and some days I would engage for 60 minutes. It really depends. So that's how I go about like engaging on a newsfeed. And like everybody says, don't hit the like reaction, hit the love reaction,
Yeah.
and just leave and take the time to actually read the post.
Yes.
What most people do is, if there's a long post, there will be people who don't even bother clicking on the see more button. They'll just go love and just leave a comment. Great post.
Yep.
That's what they do. And of course, like Facebook is really smart. They will notice that, okay, how come you just engage with this post without even clicking the see more button, not even like reading it, right? So just spend some time. If it's a long post, then just click the see more button and just skim through the post. Of course, you don't have to read it word by word. Just skim through the post, see what it is about, and then just hit the love reaction and just leave a good comment. Don't just like say great post, awesome, thanks, awesome, thanks for sharing. Just like 2 to 3 words, but have something like 4 to 5 words maybe. And what you can do is, especially if you're getting started, and you can tag them in your comment, like, hey, this is such an awesome post, thanks so much for sharing, name, just tag them. And Facebook will notice it, like this small little things. Facebook will notice it, that you're tagging that person, and so Facebook will notice it, because of course it's you're being social. That's the whole goal for Facebook. Facebook wants people to be social, right? And if you're like starting out, you don't have much engagement, then I would highly recommend you do this. Take the time to read the post and leave genuine comments, and just tag them, like say the name inside the comment. So these little things will help you get those initial engagement, and also keep your engagement on track too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm actually about to meet my team on Friday for 6 hours. We have some lax social distancing laws here in Arizona, so we're going to meet at my office in Gilbert, and just 6 hours they're going to do. Like they've had 2 weeks of 2 hours coaching every single day, and now they're just going to sit there and do for 6 hours. So now you got, I mean, they already know, but now they've heard it from someone else that's making money, that's on a different journey than I am. And one of the things too, I want to talk about engagement really quick, because like in 2016, this whole like and comment and engagement thing, like it wasn't a thing. And I made 6 figures. So I try to tell my team, and I just want you to give me your perspective on it. If you have 100 likes and 50 comments and no money in the bank, it doesn't matter how many likes and comments you have if you're not taking it to Facebook Messenger and providing value. So when people get into like, oh, I didn't work on Facebook today, or I didn't cultivate my feed, like I don't work on Facebook on the weekends, and I'm not worried about my business dropping. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, I only get 100 instead of 200 or whatever that looks like. But my business is ran with me in mind and with my clients and serving in mind, but my business doesn't own me. So I don't like people getting caught up in like, well, if I don't show up for 7 days a week and I don't cultivate and I don't do this, it's like, you don't, like, those are all great tools, but you can also make 6 figures without all of the hoopla of liking, engaging 24/7, because the power is in Messenger and in the report and the price of your product. I had a $10,000 commission product in 2016. So I only had to make a few sales to make six figures. It wasn't like $1,000 product. So it's a little bit different. But all of this like engagement, it's great for social proof, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't provide value in the conversation in Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, exactly. It's the engagement is just, kind of a vanity metric right now. And you'll see people getting 100 likes, 200 likes of comments, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're making sales or not. And there are people who are getting like 50 likes or comments, 40 likes or comments, not that much, but they're making a lot of sales too.
Yeah.
So it all happens on the messenger and, actually building the rapport and relationships side of things. And the most, I can sum this whole thing into just like one sentence. It's like relationship beats algorithm. As simple as that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, let's tell them about your group. I know you got a group, so you're going to take my team and put them into your group. Tell us about your group.
Yeah, so basically I have a Facebook group where I do live videos, like maybe live Q&As and sometimes live trainings. Actually, about like a couple of weeks ago, I did a live training on how I made $1,000 in 15 days, and I really got some really good response for that. So, and I also have like trainings inside the unit section that you guys can benefit from. And I also have a free PDF guide on Facebook organic traffic. So it's nice 25-page PDF guide. You can follow along. It has all the done for like daily action plan that people can follow. And I'm sure it's going to be helpful for you. So if you guys want to join my Facebook group, then maybe we can drop a link inside the comment section or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Remind me the name of your group again, and I'll just do it while we're on.
Yeah, it's called Elite Affiliates Mastermind Facebook group.
That's right.
You can.
Oh wait, you have one just like Joshua on.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of similar to him. Yeah.
Yeah, let me find yours here. What's it called?
Elite Affiliate Masterminds. Elite Affiliates Mastermind Facebook Organic Strategy. Well, I also have like a rebranded link that you can use. Maybe I can share it with you on Messenger.
I got it. I just had to go. I'm in too many groups. I'll put it inside the link right now, and then I'll share it with everyone and send it out in an email, because I'll send the replay out. So if those of you who weren't able to watch it live, I do have a lot of people that work graveyard. I don't know why, my law of attraction. I think maybe because my fiance works graveyards, but I have a lot of people that work graveyard that watch it. So there's the link, guys, and then I'll email that out for you. And the PDF, yeah, if you could send me the PDF. I don't think I got that from you.
Oh yeah, I can send you the link of the PDF. Like it's a rebranded link, and also it's also into my Facebook group. But let me just send you the link inside Messenger.
Perfect. All right, guys, do you have any more questions for our friend here before we sign off for Tuesday Traffic? Guys, he gave you his blueprint. We're not leaving anything out when we teach you how to build a Facebook business. There is no like we're leaving the secret out. Like there's no secret to this stuff. Anyone in the world can build an online business, but you do have to commit to the process, pick one product, pick one platform, and commit to it. That's it. Commit to the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. This is my second interview inside here. I apologize for the Zoom technical difficulties, but
sure, no worries.
It's good.
And yeah, it's really awesome to be here live. And again, appreciate it really. Thanks so much for making this happen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Neil. I'll see you in Messenger.
Thanks. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Thanks.